Good morning, everybody. Good morning, traders. Good morning, Stelios, if you're around. Not yet. He'll probably join in a little while. So yes, first of all, don't forget, in about 2 weeks.
Hello.
There we go. Hi, Stel. How are you?
Hey, I'm very good, thank you. Very good.
Okay.
Buried with stuff, but I am here.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 weeks to go to the remake of Edward Scissorhands. No, our trader summit. We'll come back on it at the end of the show, but don't forget to register. It's really going to be some event,
And it's free, right? It's free, so
and as well, it's free. We'll talk about it again. Screen sharing is paused.
Huh.
Okay.
There you go. I can see it.
Here we go again. It says again. Do you guys see my screen?
I can see your screen, but I can't see your mouse move. Can you try again?
Do you see the hang on a minute.
Okay. Start again.
I don't know what's going on here. There's something wrong here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see it?
Yes, I do now.
Okay.
Move your mouse. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's moving.
Yeah. So, first of all, a little recap about what happened yesterday. We saw the services PMIs come out on the ISM a little bit better than what people expected, and we had a bit of a roller coaster on the dollar yesterday to the other side. It's like whale watching. When one person spots a whale on one side of the boat, everybody runs to that side, and then the whale appears on the other side, and we all run to the other side of the boat. And at the end, we still have hot chocolate at the bar and the ship steadies again, which is what roughly we are seeing right now. So we also had this OPEC decision. They did decide to cut the output by 2 million barrels a day. And on top of that, we had, over the 2 days, some more draws in the weekly crude stock as well on the API side as the EAI side. Yesterday, so that sent oil ramping higher with the oil currencies following suit, and NOK strengthened quite a bit. The Canadian dollar as well, but the Canadian dollar has a little bit of trouble to keep the levels, it seems. Although we are far below the highs that we saw earlier in the week on the dollar CAD, of course. And then moving towards the overnight, the bond buying, the Japanese bond selling continues a little bit. So I think that's perhaps one of the reasons as well. They seemingly want dollars. So probably one of the reasons why dollar yen is holding up as well, which is a bit counterintuitive, by the way. But by the mechanism of it may underpin dollar yen as well. Then we had the Aussie trade balance still positive, but it's a bit slowing on the export and the import side. Although the exports ramped higher from a very, very, very deep number, the imports slowed a little bit, and those are not like massive numbers. And we still have to bear in mind that in current context, the numbers can be pretty volatile. On the rest, what have we seen this morning? A bit of Swedish data. Well, industrial production quite sharply down. We also saw in the German manufacturing orders a pretty deep decline after an equally high revision. So 1-1. And the ball goes back onto the middle point, and the game can start again.
Just to interrupt for a second, Bran, yes, if oil prices go up, then currencies like the CAD, the NOK, they strengthen. So USD CAD, USD NOK usually go down when oil goes up. Not always, obviously, but that's how it it goes. Okay.
All right. Yeah, sure. Then we had lastly the construction PMIs coming out. A mixed bag really in the Eurozone. On the whole, slightly better. Sterling pretty the UK pretty decent on the construction PMI, coming back into positive territory. But then S&P Global was already saying they don't expect this to continue. The retail sales in Europe lower into negative territory. Also, the revisions were not great. The month-on-month was revised to a minus from a 0.3 plus prior. But really, we are in pre-US labor report territory now, and it's going to be more volatile than directional, in my opinion, if anything, into tomorrow. And we'll come back to the prices a little later. In the rest of the news, where is it? Oh, there we are. So we had a few Fed speakers again. No real change. Daly, Bostic, both saying that they will continue to fight inflation. They will continue to go into restrictive territory, etc., etc. No big change there. That's probably helped as well to keep a bit tone under the dollar yesterday. Still, China is on their Golden Week holidays, and the COVID cases are rising to a 1 month high again. I think that should keep CNH on the defensive right now. Although dollar China is trading relatively closer to 7 right now, and then. Not all negative news out of the UK, contrary to what we have been seeing lately. So the main pension fund LDI scare on the gilt market seems to be over. Yesterday, the BOE intervened for £0 in the bond market. Probably they refused offers, probably because the offers were just too high and trying to take the piece. And so the scare, for now at least, seems to be over. And the other, call it a small light at the end of a long tunnel. We have had this before, but there is some sort of positive mood hanging around the NI protocol. The new teams seem to be saying that technically there should be a way, but yeah, we've heard it so often in the past. But this let's say there's a small light at the end of a tunnel, which could still be very, very long. They are having discussions again this week and next, so we have to follow that story a bit. And then lastly, what I saw is that the EU, different countries now, commenting on Germany's fiscal plan, that stimulus that they want to put in place for the energy and everything. And now countries like Belgium and Spain are saying that if Germany goes on it alone without a global EU energy plan to tackle this crisis, it could mean there's a risk for the stability in the EU zone. So let's see how that goes further. And as far as news is concerned, that's about what I picked up today. Still, did you see anything else?
One thing I wanted to point out, it actually goes with our friend Khaled, who's saying, considering it was a relatively big surprise of 2 million barrels cut, the price in the crude didn't rally as much. It wasn't a huge surprise. And also remember, there's a production quota, but they're been underproducing, right? So it's not like we're going to be cutting 1 million or 2 or whatever. In reality, it's probably going to be less. But I agree, it was a little bit more than expected. And also you have comments, there was a comment from Russia that I was reading today that they're threatening to cut 3 million barrels a day if the West, continue with the way they're handling things and all that. So it's like there's a lot of risk here for oil to go a lot higher. and simply on the back of production cuts. But on the other hand, this is balanced by demand destruction, which is going to be happening everywhere now because of the tightening monetary policy everywhere. So it's kind of in the balance. I agree. I would have expected oil to be trading better, but maybe the world is waiting for tomorrow on pretty much every market, and we're going to be chopping sideways on every market. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, I think what we the 2 million is a real cut. If they would have gone only 1 million, that would have made absolutely no change compared to what they are underproducing versus or under outputting versus their quota already. And we have to know as well, the Saudis and the Russians have a pretty decent grip on what's happening at the OPEC and OPEC plus. So well, the Russian threat, I'm not sure if they are not already producing 3 million barrels less since they invaded Ukraine. But anyway,
basically, yeah, Russia. I just read it again. They're threatening to cut 3 million barrels if the EU and US they go forward with a price cap. And it kind of makes sense. You can't say to your provider, "Oh, I can only pay up to this much for your product," and they're going to say, "Okay, we're not going to sell it to you." It's very simple. So it's like me going to the Ferrari dealer saying I can only pay 10,000 euros for a new car. They're going to say it's okay. I'm not going to sell it to you.
Exactly. And talking about this price cap, there was some. Well, I thought it was pretty funny actually. Von der Leyen yesterday was talking about the gas market and intervene to cap rises in prices, and she was then talking about a system to put in place, a benchmark to put in place, and saying that they should consider a price limitation in relation to the TTF in a way that continues to secure the supply of gas. I mean, the TTF has been all over the place lately, so
yeah.
They will try to control that. I mean, it's gonna take. I mean, I can see the insider trading coming like big as a house there. I mean, she was saying member states and EU are not ready to pay whatever price for gas. Yeah, they are trying, but I don't know how this is going to work if you want to benchmark something on the TTF, such a volatile market.
Yeah. By the way, Mike is saying Russians are already selling discounted crude to India and China. Yes, massively discounted, but they are friendly countries, so they are going to do that, right?
Yeah, they are the friendly currencies. The what is it? The BRICS currencies. The BRICS.
Yeah.
Okay. Then looking forward, very little real market moving on the docket for the rest of the day. We do have the IB PMI. It's volatile, and I've noticed that the past few months it just goes by unnoticed. We have the claims. They have been a bit yo-yoing around the 200K mark. They were doing better and better the last weeks. And we are expecting for a move back around this 200K mark. If it comes in around there, I don't think the market is going to trade much of it. A few more speakers tonight, later on for us. We have Bank of Canada McClem. So keep an eye on what he will be saying, because the Canadian dollar being a bit volatile lately, he could send it in one way or the other when nothing else is happening. Traders will concentrate on what a central banker is saying. And then we have Fed Evans, Cook, Waller and Mester speaking again later today. I don't expect them to change much, but their words will be dissected, every word of it. And that's about it for the day. So what we were saying is that we are seeing volatility but inside ranges, and I think most of us share this idea right now that we are going to see this to continue into tomorrow's labor report. So I'd call this a transition day, but just be careful, because transition doesn't necessarily mean completely dead or calm markets. So the first one I was showing already a couple of times is this US 10-year yield, which is of course driving the dollar yen. It's in this channel. It's gone nearly up to the top. Okay, it's rising a bit. It's relatively close to the market. It's around 380, 382. We're trading 376, 377 right now. I do think we just remain firmly inside this channel. If any hedging or unwinds or rewinds needs to be done in the bond market, I do think there is very little reason right now to take it outside of this channel. So yeah, but that's a 200 MA on the. I see what you say, Bran, on the what is this? No, that's the 50 here. Anyway, I think it's going to be rangy until tomorrow. Let's have a look at what's happened in the oil market, because that's of course interesting after the OPEC decision. So first of all, last week we had a bit of a false break below the wedge, and now we are breaking above it. So there's a little bit of resistance around this 88 and a half zone, I'd say. And then support is coming in now on the wedge break. Call it $85. So 85, 88 for now. I do think there will be enough buyers on any serious dip to hold it up around here, unless we have to flush a few people before tomorrow. But I'd be surprised if we go really much lower after what's been done yesterday. We're seeing a similar thing in Brent, although Brent has not yet got back to the top end of the wedge. We had similar trying to break down, but that didn't work, and now we are gradually moving back up to the 95, 97 zone, and that's for the time being keeping a bit under the Norwegian kroner. Simple parity. Yesterday parity showed this line on the show. That's exactly where we went to. We went up to parity in the euro dollar, and since then we are now consolidating, trading just below the 99. There's a lot of traffic around here. Keep an eye on what 98.70 and our yesterday's low around 98.40 and 30.40, 98.30.40. Think it could be enough if we see some more downside ahead of the labor report tomorrow. Any thoughts on the euro? Still?
Difficult to say ahead of tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow could be really. I wrote it on chatroom. I said that tomorrow could be the start. Tomorrow's number could be the start of a big move. You know, if the number comes in weak, then this gives ammunition to the Fed. Given that all the leading indicators are turning, gives ammunition to the Fed to start changing the tune. So theoretically, I want to be a seller. If we get anywhere near that trend line again, I think that's a strong trend line. But if we didn't have that, the numbers tomorrow. But since we do, today I think it's going to be chop, and I really don't have a view, unfortunately. Same with most markets before tomorrow. Especially the way I trade, right? I'm not a 15-minute scalper.
That's a bit the theme of today, right? We are waiting for tomorrow. Blake had the same trend line, taking these tops actually, and that comes in around 10060, 5065, and we see this 78.6 there as well. That could be the confirmation. If tomorrow parity gives way on a weak data, that 50.65 on 100.50.65 is going to be our confirmation point, in my opinion. So we've got two really good markers there on the top side. On the downside, this is the first one, I would say. But if the numbers come out better and the dollar picks up again, I don't know. I don't know where the fiesta for the dollar is going to end. Really, honestly, it's going to be a binary event tomorrow, right? It's either we confirm that the economy is finally starting to really slow, or we've got a good surprise on the employment data still, and we are in the territory that Powell was announcing right from the start, that some pain may have to be taken, and we've seen it in the yields, by the way, as well, with 1 million less openings, that some pain may need to be taken, but that's not going to change their course. If tomorrow labor report surprises on the good side, I think there's going to be a rush for dollars in the market, and so it's really going to be a binary event.
Or even if the number is in line, I think the market's going to like dollars again.
Absolutely.
And remember, like you said before correctly, all the speakers, all the Fed members, they're still hawkish. They're still talking, yes, we're going to keep going. So, you know, the danger, the biggest danger at the moment is to try to fade this. So to try to say, yes, this is the top for the dollar, I'm selling it. This is a danger, because if it does come in strong, then I think we're going to see a strong move in the dollar. But I'm just saying, I think we're getting closer to the point where the turn is coming. I am not saying it's coming yet, but I think we're getting closer. So I wouldn't go against the trend at the moment. I really wouldn't. I don't like to pick tops and bottoms.
Yeah, and I think you're rightly saying I'm not going against the trend, because the trend hasn't really changed yet, right? If we look at the
exactly, yeah.
If you look at the move that was engaged, and this is when last year I said May, June, I said this is the Powell starting to turn. And from then we had a really powerful move down. And for people who trade more longer term, for them, absolutely nothing has changed yet. If you look at it, we're not even at the 23.6 of the move down. Well, actually, I should put it here, because this is the Fed's turn. So the 23.6 is the 101.85, and we are not yet there. And it actually, if you look at it, it was a rebound as well, and the top in the channel, and we are still very firmly in this downward channel, right? So
yeah, retracements have been shallow throughout.
Yes,
so, yeah.
absolutely. So this could be an extra confirmation then, if things start to turn, because I do think as well that if the numbers come in weak and we put the string of numbers one after the other, and weakness is going to start to show, then we could have like a bigger turn in the dollar market, and we will see yields starting to come off. The short end should plunge back under 4%. The 10s could be heading back down to 350, which are going to be we are going to see solid moves tomorrow, that's for sure. So moving on to the cable went up to 115. Bit of a trend line here as well. Really kept it. It's like the euro. I think a lot of shorts were washed out on the move through 112 and a half up to 115, but now we are gradually fizzling away again. The sterling still has a lot of weight around its neck. We've been talking about it enough. The market is not liking the government's fiscal plans behavior right now. So why not revisit 112 figure 30 or 1530 before tomorrow? It could be. I do think again that we are going to be in ranges, so I don't see too much of a reason to push it below 112 right now, unless this market really smells blood in the sterling. So that for the cable. Euro sterling, I wasn't patient enough on that one, but anyway, I think there's a chance to revisit at least the downside, which is now well above 88. But yesterday we capped around these levels. So I think bit rangy stuff in there, but it looks a bit cold under 87, if you ask my view. Here we saw the rebound. Here we're seeing the rebound. So 86.5, 87 looks to be a decent level to play off people who want to be involved in euro sterling, and then respect 87, 80s, and then if it would go through, don't exclude a move back to low 88s. Next, and before, yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on the dollar yen. This one is one that Gregor in our room has drawn my attention to. This could be like another bull flag developing. The thing is, we're going out of it sideways because the market is a bit worried to take dollar yen through 145, and actually until tomorrow we could see a move back above if there's any short-term stops, people being short trying to play off this 145. I wouldn't exclude a little bit of a stab through it, but I'm not sure if it's going to hold. But this could be one to keep in mind for tomorrow if we get back into this little flag or channel or pennant. I don't know how you call it. The underside is 143.30. Tomorrow will be around, I'd say 143, the figure. So keep an eye on that one. It's going to be pretty bigly. The first level to me is going to be 143.75. But for the time being, already keep an eye on 144.30 today. There might be already bits coming in there. Yeah. And just to reply quickly to Mike on the NFP, 250K. I think I'm not sure whether we could exceed that, but just know as a general rule of thumb, I don't know whether this number will have evolved after the pandemic, so it should be updated. But anything 200K and above means growth for the job market. That's a widely expected number, above or below which we're talking about job creation or job destruction. Somebody may have a more accurate number, but that's the rough rule of thumb. Aussie. This the dollar CAD. I want to have a look at the Aussie because it's struggling. It's really struggling. It does seem that the RBNZ has destroyed some of the elasticity that we see on the Aussie. So we have seen the cap here a couple of times, close to 65.5, and we're already back a big figure lower. It's really struggling. So I'm going to keep an eye on this 64.40, and then this little trend line here. We can see another one here, and this is now coming together at 64.30. So keep an eye on 64.30 on the Aussie. I know a lot of people are trying to catch the bottom or trying to buy Aussie on weakness. It may, if this becomes a channel and it may look constructive, but again, we have to wait for what's happening tomorrow because it could turn out to be a bear flag. So watch this 64.30 on the day, and then see how this one evolves into tomorrow. It's going to be an interesting one. And then let's move over to metals. And Stella, are you still around?
Of course, I'm always around.
I'm going to drag you in here now, and I'm showing the picture. You tell us what to do.
Ahead of the NFP, difficult one. I still think as long as we're above 1680, 1685 is the zone. As long as we're above 1680, let's say, it's still bullish. But if tomorrow's number is in line or stronger, then there's going to be pressure and downward pressure. So if that happens, I think it's likely that the 1680 is going to break. So what I would do is, if the number is strong, I would just get out, and I was long gold, I would get out, and I mean long gold for a short-term trade, right? Not some kind of core position or anything that is much longer term. I would get out because I think you're going to get better prices, but it's going to depend on tomorrow. Same with silver, so it's tough to say. I don't know what you think, but ahead of it, it's very difficult.
Yeah, I fully agree on what you say about gold. At least if you're long for the and you don't plan it to have a long term. Yesterday I was talking about these levels, right? It's 24, 29. It's a bit of a crossroad as well. It's been traded and it's been respected a good few times already. So why not, if you're long from lower, why not at least take some off and be a bit cautious going into tomorrow. If it flies through, then we may be on our way to higher levels, at least 1760s, and why not go and try to get back to the 1800s if the numbers coming weak. I don't exclude that we see a little bit of a flush of the weaker longs today, even though nothing's going on. We know that when people have stop losses, they want to take them out before big events. So I wouldn't exclude a move back down to somewhere 1700, 1690s perhaps. I don't think there's going to be enough going on today to take it below 1680. But as Stelio says, this is it. And so we have $50, 1680. 1730, and enjoy inside, I would say.
Silver, I fully agree with that.
Yeah. Silver, yeah, a bit of a same thing. And as we have been talking about it, well, I've got my smalls, long-term longs, and I just kept a little bit of the add-ons in the book, but it's still very, very small. So I was talking about these levels the other day, yesterday, broke just above, back below. Now and then we went back down to 20, just below. This is holding as well. Let me just check where we are right now. Trading 2050, well, nice and nice and simple in the middle of the range. And I think we could actually be there at 1:30 p.m. London time tomorrow when the NFP comes out. We could be trading just around here, and I think we're in. You'll have about $1 here to move inside until tomorrow, and it's roughly the same on a lot of stuff right now, right? I think the bigger movers, although sterling is on the move again, the bigger movers may be actually crosses, because there may be some activity going on when you don't know what to do in the dollars. People turn to crosses, and so you might see more activity in the crosses than in the real dollar for now. But if we look at this is a similar pattern as on the Aussie. Could be like a bear flag developing here. Keep a close eye on what's going to happen around 56.5, low 56s. Top side, if tomorrow we break back above 58 and confirm through 58.5, then it's broken and we can go higher again. So a lot is going to depend on tomorrow what's going on. Yeah. What else? Is there anything else you guys want to look at? Just let me know, because otherwise, as I say, transition day, we're not going to hold you from your screens too long today.
Yeah, you've done a good job. You covered a lot, and really, with the market being as quiet as it is today, ahead of tomorrow, I don't think there's much more to say unless there are any questions.
Yeah, questions. I just wait a couple of minutes or like a minute or so for questions. This one here, Euronoki, broke. This is channel as well, broke down, and now we are retesting the top side of this channel. I'm in doubt of the Noki really. Brent has to stay high for the Noki to strengthen again. We could be developing a bit of a head and shoulders here as well, where the neckline is broken, by the way. No, it's not. It's false break. Because with what the Norges Bank is doing, I'm a little in doubt what's really going to happen to the Norwegian kroner. Yeah, I don't see many questions. So really, guys and girls, we are going to keep it here. And just to quickly reply to Frederick, no, we don't cover stuff like wheat, sugar, pork bellies, orange juice. No, I mean, we don't.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike, Arif, everybody with the nice Lucas, with the nice comments, Bran, and thank you very much, K-Man.
Yeah, thanks
awesome,
a lot, Phil, for
as
your company.
always.
Thanks everybody for being with us all the time. And don't, oh no, before we go, still reminder of
the event,
the events and the prices.
So you have until Monday to take advantage of the lower prices where they're going up substantially. So if you take advantage now, you lock them in and you get grandfathered. And also we have our Trader Summit event, 21st, 22nd, 23rd October. It's free to register. If you register, you secure your spot because you know Zoom has, oh, I'm going to put the link here, hold on. Zoom has a capacity limit and we almost reached it last time. So register to be able to make sure you have your seat and also to be the first to get the recordings. They get published, but like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, at which time the information is not, I don't want to say irrelevant, but it's not as relevant as it was when it's done. So register for that and meet us there. The panel, the lineup is incredible, and we have some really nice panel lineups and debate. And we have this debate, Peter Schiff and Danny Blanchflower. I mean, that's going to be fantastic. So register now; it's free.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Thanks. Still, could you also post the link to our if people want to join our ForexAnalytix community?
Sure. I will put that
one
in
up quickly so we can people can register, come and visit us, and people who join us stay. That's the only thing I can say. Since I've only been with the community for a year, joining with Ryan from what we were doing at Forex Flow earlier. But I can just see that when I see new people coming, they tend to stay. Any free shirt yet for the annual membership? Whoa. I'm not going to comment on that.
No, we don't do merchandising. I mean, we do have a few for ourselves, but eventually we're going to do some merchandising, but not yet. Okay.
By the way, can you send me a second one still? Because the first one was not really my size, so I'm going to knit both of them together.
You need XXXL? No.
Yeah.
I'll get Blake. Blake does them.
I need a ZL.
All
right. Thanks everybody for joining, and thanks for your comments and your questions. Make our publicity outside. The more we are here, the better it gets, and the more people can join our community, listen to the and watch the Trader Summit. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Thanks still again, and have a good day, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.